Each day in March for Women's History Month, we are featuring phenomenal and successful women from right here in the Piedmont Triad.
And today we are talking about the Point Company and Technique Conservatory. The dance studio is located in Greensboro, and many of its students have made their way to national stages, Brian.
It actually is extremely impressive.
It is.
Joining us now is the owner and artistic director of the Point, Gina Tate. Gina, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're doing great.
Even better now that you're with us.
Yeah, as we were preparing this morning, we were kind of going through, and some of the people who have, for lack of a better word, graduated and kind of moved. It's actually amazing. You've been open for 17 years now. What was the inspiration to start the company in the first place, and how has it grown since then?
Basically a lack of opportunity for me when I was younger. It's hard, different shows that I was auditioning for, I wasn't getting lead roles for. And I really wanted to start a program where we could create, produce, and mainstream our productions so that we can make some of our kids the leads of their own shows.
I love that. What are some specific programs or services that the Point offers to prepare that next generation of performers? We're kind of showing some of them as you're speaking, and I would love to know, how you get them to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
We have been so blessed to have a lot of our students that have gone on and are working professionally to actually come back and give back, reach back and grab those kids that now want to do what they're doing. So we've been really, really lucky to get exposure from those on Broadway, on TV, to come back, teach classes, do workshops, and go over resume building, go over how you should conduct yourself during a live audition, what your dance should look like, what your strengths are. So they've been able to literally come back and teach our children, okay, this is what is to be expected. So we've been very lucky in getting a lot of insight on what the kids need to make it in this performance career. It's been amazing.
That's so important, because it's not just being a good dancer at the end of the day or good performer. There's so much that goes into it to actually make it to that level.
Yeah, and that's so invaluable for the children to see people who have gone on and have really kind of launched their career that way and to come back like that.
Well, it's super important because we really instill in our children that they too can do it, because a lot of these performers that are now on Broadway or on TV, they danced with them in class once upon a time.
Right.
So it's not really unrealistic for us anymore. They now see that, okay, this person did it. This was my big brother, big sister 2 years ago, and they're now performing and doing something that they love and getting paid for it. So it's not a bad deal.
Yeah, well, we've actually had the opportunity to interview them here on the show.
A few of them, yeah.
So you've talked about what it means for the kids. What does that mean to you to see them reach this national success all this time?
It's so inspiring for myself. And it is really groundbreaking because they have worked so hard. See, people don't see that side, and it's gratifying. Very proud of them. My mission and my goal was to always give them the tools that they needed to be successful. So when you see them in that realm, it really is kind of like surreal. I've been in all of the audiences when they open up for their shows, and you're just at a loss for words. You don't really think about it when you're here just grinding and working and performing and just where they have started and where they are. It's very exhilarating. It's really cool.
I bet. And I know that families are probably listening to this and thinking, I want to get involved in this. What would you tell families and children who are looking to participate? What could you tell them more about the programming? Because it's not just dance classes, that's what we're discussing. It's not just that.
No, we also do vocals. We bring in different artists from everywhere. We also do drama, because I feel like the kids need to be well-rounded in all areas of performance. We also work on them as a human being and how to be humble and gracious and, just loving people in society. And I would definitely tell parents that are looking for a program like this is to get them started early. The earlier, the better. We start at 3, 4. We want to make sure that the kids are able to, listen and have discipline, which we also teach in class, and how to conduct themselves. And it's never too early. They start young. They start with acting and singing and dancing. They learn all genres. So, for parents, just get them in and get them involved. And it's never too old either. We have adults that also take classes. They're now really trying to pursue acting in the community. So they come here to get trained to be able to do those things too. Just take the first step and come on by.
So many resources.
I know. Gina, I think I'm going to send my friend Jackie here over to you and
former theater kid.
rekindle her.
This is right after my own heart.
That's awesome. Actually, you did touch on something that I did want you to go into a little bit more. Just from your experience from when you were very young, in the last 17 years of what you've seen there, is there any advice you'd like to give, especially young people who might be thinking about getting into stage, getting into theater, some other helpful tips that can really help springboard their success?
Yeah, we don't just train professionals. We train those that want to just be good at what they do, those that want dance for exercise, those that want to sing at the local church. So it's not just those that want to dance professionally, even though that's a big. But I would definitely say, don't think about it as I have to be so good before I get to the point, because that's not true. These kids start very young, some of them middle-aged, some of them older, and they grow. So I would say definitely trust the process. I think we as people want to rush success, and it doesn't come overnight. So you have to really definitely trust us, trust that we know what we're doing and we have your best interest at heart, and just trust the process.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
You got to start somewhere, and it's a good place to start with you, Gina, it seems like, with your expertise and passion for this. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Everybody at home, the Point Studio of Dance is located in Greensboro on East Washington Street. To learn more about them, you can visit their website. It's at the bottom of your screen now, thepointstudioofdance.com.